Hello and welcome to another episode of Nattie's Cocktail Minute. So today is going to be Fire Evacuation Edition. I know I'm supposed to be talking about the Galapagos today, but life happens and we had to leave Tahoe because there is a wildfire kind of descending on it. And I just kind of feel like I should be talking about that today because that's like what's going on. But I will get back to Ecuador and the Galapagos and all that fun stuff next week and in the coming weeks. So let's get into this chaos. All right, how about now? Now we good? Oh, it's getting windy. Let's wait for a second. All right, so let's get a few facts about the Caldor Fire. It started on Saturday, August 14th, which was a little over a week ago now, or I guess almost 2 weeks now. Time is weird. I honestly don't know. But yes, started on August 14th, about 40-ish miles southwest of South Lake Tahoe. And within a week, it had burned over 100,000 acres. We had really hot weather, strong winds, and all of that kind of combined into the perfect storm for the fire to spread. As of right now that I'm recording this, it was at 12% containment, and there's no information on what started it, so don't know anything about that yet. I don't have a cocktail today, as you can see. I just have a yerba mate sparkling thingy because I've been drinking a lot of wine this week and I probably needed a break. So I figure I'll just kind of give you the rundown of what's been going on. The last 2 weeks have been very smoky in Tahoe. The Dixie Fire to the north of us was bringing smoke into the basin, and then we thought we were going to get kind of a little reprieve because the winds had shifted, but that is when the Caldor Fire started south of us, and then we got tons of smoke from that. And then last Tuesday it started raining ash, so we kind of started talking about like we should maybe get out of here. Like the air quality was terrible. It was raining ash. All the smoke and haze is honestly like just depressing to be in. So we started kind of throwing around ideas about where we should go. So last Friday we were looking at the weather and it was looking like the winds were going to pick up over the weekend and start blowing that fire and smoke directly at us. So we decided it was time to pack up and go. There were no evacuation orders or anything like that. We just didn't want to sit around in the smoke waiting to get evacuated because that just sucks. I will say packing up was difficult. Like, I've lived in California my whole life, and like I've always kind of had my like 30-minute to go like emergency, like what do you grab? So like those things are easy, but like when you have a whole day to pack things up, you really end up thinking a lot about what you do and don't bring, and like really thinking about the stuff you own. Which I realized I don't own a whole lot of nice stuff. I think packing up the clothes was the most difficult part, not because I own anything specifically like valuable or sentimental. It was just the uncertainty of how long are we going to be gone for, how many clothes do I need to pack, like just for the weekend, for the week, for a month, forever? I don't know. In the end, I just threw in a bunch of random clothes as well as our whole hamper full of dirty clothes and just hope for the best. I mean, that should be pretty okay, right? Like if they're dirty clothes, it means it's clothes that I wear often. So it should be all my favorite stuff. I'm recording this at the outside patio of a coffee shop, and I'm always like paranoid people are gonna come by and judge me. after packing up, we drove down the mountain and met up with some Tahoe friends who were camping in Sonoma. It ended up being a very fun weekend. Like, we camped, we went wine tasting, we sat around and drank wine, and honestly I think it was the best thing we could have done. It like got our minds off of kind of the stress of everything going on, and just like really kept me from, you know, doom scrolling Twitter, because I am very good at that. Over the course of the last week, we've had more friends from Tahoe come down and meet up with us, camp, go wine tasting. So that's been a lot of fun, just like having the whole crew of people who we're all kind of going through the same thing to just like unwind with. To say it has been a weird week would be an understatement. It has been an emotional roller coaster. It has felt like some days nothing happens and we're just no new news, and other days it feels like way too much is happening and there's new fires starting and more evacuation orders for places getting closer and closer to home, and it just feels overwhelming. I think honestly the hardest part has been just like the uncertainty, just not knowing when we can go home, if we can go home, if we should go home, because technically right now South Lake is not under evacuation orders, so like if we wanted to go home and get more stuff we could, but like should we bother? It's like anytime somebody asks us what our plan is all we can say is like I don't know. Like how do you plan for like a situation that you don't know how it's going to unfold or what's happening? Like, do we get an Airbnb somewhere nearby, or do we, you know, drive all the way to Southern California and stay with family there? We have plans in the next couple weeks for friends' weddings, bachelorette parties, family reunion camping trip. Like, we're trying to figure out how to like go about normal life while under all this uncertainty has been a feat, I guess. I don't know. Because yeah, you still have to go on with life. Like, we still have to work and like show up to friends' weddings and, you know, be normal people. I will say, trying to work on the road is something I feel like we've gotten good at over the years, but working while camping and trying to find Wi-Fi and cell signal has been, you know, an adventure in itself this time. Luckily, we found this wonderful coffee shop here that has excellent internet. But yeah, life still has to go on even when you're living out of your car and in a campsite. Okay, so a bunch of people came out onto the patio at the coffee shop, and I got very embarrassed and then went for a walk so I could be around no people to finish recording this. But I am incredibly grateful for our crew from Tahoe, who has, like, just being with a bunch of good friends while we all go through this together has been great. I am so grateful for all the friends and family who have reached out and offered support, offered us places to stay. It has been amazing and has meant so much. It's been great. And now there's a puppy. Puppy! And I guess with that, I will see you guys next week. Happy weekend, and cheers!